It's the first time I've seen this footage, and it's so lovely to go back 64 years and see Ivor playing in the World Cup. It makes me feel so, so proud. Well, I'm Esme Allchurch, and my husband Ivor played in the 1958 World Cup. Oh, this is the home of my beloved vet field. This is where I used to come as a child. This was the centre circle that they now grow flowers in. And the other side here now is the East End. The allotments are brilliant because they all fly their flags of different nations, because it's quite a cosmopolitan area now. This was the north bank behind me that they cleared now and just made a flat grass area. We just lived a couple of streets away in Plasmon. I used to be one of those kids that always hang around the vet waiting for autographs at the end of the game, and he suddenly thought, who's this kid? And I'm always down here. And then we'd be going home on the same bus, so we just got to know each other that way, really. You know, I was just 14 and he was 19. It was just that there was a jeweller came down from London to the vet, and a lot of the players were buying engagement rings off it. So he came home one day and he said, oh, they got lovely rings, you know. So I said, oh, well, that's a no-go area, because I was then about 15. But then the next time the jeweller came down, he came home with the ring. It was a big secret, because he just used to keep it in his pocket all the time. And whenever we'd go out, I'd have the ring. I can't remember ever, like, it being a proposal. It was just an accepted thing that we were going to get married, and I had a ring, and that was it. Obviously, I felt scared if he was getting injured or things like that, or if somebody was kicking him. I thought, oh God, that's my man. He came on one day and he said, I've got to go and meet the manager from Newcastle United. And I said, well, you don't want to go there? And he said, no, but he said the club are really desperate. So the next morning, I take John down to nursery in Morristown, and a woman shouts across the road, hey, she said, you owe mine signed for Newcastle. No, I said, he's only gone up to meet Matt. He's back soon. I couldn't say he's back because he hadn't come back. So I didn't say anything, but I went into the phone box and rang Bill Payton, who was then the sports editor of the Evening Post. So I said, what's this for you? He said he signed and he's playing Saturday. And I was like in shock now, so I said the most stupid thing today. And I said, well, he's not fully fit. The other thing, he hasn't got his boots. And he said, because the boots are the most important thing. Like, so, one pair a season, you see. So Bill Payton said, oh, don't worry about that. They're going on the train this afternoon. The boots, not me, the boots. So I go down to see my sister then, who lives in Mansfield. And you know, my sister's married to Ivor's brother, Len, so I go down there and I said, I'm sure he can't have done it without getting in touch. Well, she said, how can you get in touch with him? There's no way to get in touch. Come Saturday, I go back down to my sister's and we're watching the football together. It comes out, flashes on the screen. Ivor Allchurch scores for Newcastle in 20-something minutes. They were playing Leicester at home, is it? So I thought, well, he must be playing. So about 8 o'clock on the Sunday morning, here he comes. I thought, God, have you been? And what have you done? I said, well, it's all right, kid, and you know, you'll be all right when you're... I thought, I've got no option. Well, he was in Swansea, but he had a bad injury. He tore the ligaments in his ankle. So that's why he didn't play in the World Cup qualifiers then. And Wales didn't qualify, you know, because that's why we came in the back door. And that.
Wales, who were eliminated but then had a replay with Israel, 16 nations all grouped. We have a playoff between Hungary and Wales.
Hungary scored straight away, so we went down. He loved to play what they called 1-2s with players, and then he'd like to receive the ball on the edge of the box box so that he could have a shot. And most of his many goals were scored from outside the box. Dave Bowen threading a ball through to John Charles, who lobs it to Ivor, and he scores a lovely goal. As Ivor taking the ball, threading it through to John, who crosses it to Cliffy. Oh my goodness, Cliffy nearly scores. The Hungarians with a brutal tackling, so much so that John Charles didn't make an appearance in the game against Brazil. There's Ivor ushering the injured player off, so he's just anxious to get on with the game. That's Terry Medwin. Terry beats his defender and scores a beautiful goal.
So Wales play Brazil in the quarter-final.
Well, there was no publicity for it, nothing going on, and there was nothing on the telly, you know, just a little mention here and there. My little boy was saying, oh, Daddy, be away a long time again. It wasn't anything about the football, because he didn't understand, you know, he was only 3. My dearest Esme and John, here the hotel that we're staying on is at the other side of this court, and it appears to be okay, right on the side of a lake. I hope you and John are okay, and don't forget to tell John to keep watering the tomatoes, as I'm expecting the glasses to be full when I come home. Love to you both. All I knew, he wasn't coming home. He was staying out there. At least I knew that where he was, not like the other thing, Newcastle.
It's quarter-final day in Nghwpan, Wales without John Charles.
I was on the ball, lovely turn. Beautiful pass out to Cliffy Jones, who beats his defender, crosses the ball inside. Oh gosh, that was bad luck. Terry Medwin takes a really good free kick, lands on Ivor's head, but the keeper saves her. That's poor John having to sit this one out. Ball comes in. Oh gosh, that's a beautiful turn by Pally. Oh, so disappointing. But the Welsh boys have done really well. I'm so proud of all of them. They were disappointed, obviously, but you know, they couldn't believe they got so far, really, and to have been beaten by, it was such a slight error, really. Well, it wasn't an error, it was Pele, and Pele's brilliant, so he's done what he was there to do, and only 17, so. They weren't recognised when they came back. You know, when the Welsh boys came back to Cardiff, and it was amazing on the sea of red. Oh my God, what a difference in 1958. But that was the welcome they had. They would be just thrilled for them, and they wouldn't grudge them anything. They'd be just really envious that it wasn't their turn again to go. You know. Well, the starting means a lot to the family and myself, because it was wanted. Ordinary people in the street just used to give their cash, and because they wanted a statue of Ivor. My son goes there, almost there every day, because he lives near there, and he takes the dog for a walk, and they just sit there and he has a chat with his dad. It fascinates me how supporters will meet by Ivor. They always rub his boots. Whenever I go past, I rub the boots as well. So now, consequently, the boots, the toe tips of the boots are very, very shiny. Well, the rest of the statue isn't. But it does mean a lot.